My advice to you today is, if you come across challenges, do not see these challenges as barriers. My name is Delihna Ehmes. I am from Tingilap, but I was born and raised on Pohnpei on the island of Soques. I came from a very big family. I have 14 other brothers and sisters, and I'm number 4. I'm also married into another big family. My husband has 12 other siblings. Part of the reason why I come from a very big family is because my father was married twice. And being raised in a broken family, I think it helps me to also become a better person that I think I am today. The fact that I grew up in a big family taught me that I can become self-reliant. I can look for other ways and other opportunities to develop myself. And I think this can be a lesson for younger people who have had the same experience to learn that, struggles and challenges and hardships in life do not have to be the barriers. They shouldn't be the barriers that should prevent you from becoming a better person, but they should inspire you to see these as learning opportunities and to grow from these hardships. I went to a public school system. I went to Soques School and then I went to Pix High School. But right in Pix High School, I was already looking for other opportunities. I was very active in what became my class. In fact, established the first social science club in Pix. We also set up the first science club and the close-up club that ever got started on Pix High School. So those things being part of the extracurricular activities and at the same time being able to maintain, a good standing academic status were also, I think, in a way, paved my way to the next transition, which was going to COM FSM. When I graduated from Pix High School, I was also fortunate to be accepted into, at the time, Health Careers Opportunity Program. But during that time, that was a very competitive program at the College of Micronesia because they could only select the top students who scored highest on the COMET test. And when these students were accepted into this program, they would receive stipends for that program. So it was during that time, being a student in the Health Careers Opportunity Program, that also opened many doors to what really inspired me into the many fields that I later, gained interest. At first, I wanted to be a doctor because of the Health Career Opportunity Program. But then again, because of financial challenges and having to think about how this would impact my younger siblings should I decide to go to medical school, I also applied for scholarships. But it also was it was during a time when this was the ending of the Second Compact of Free Association, and this is where we saw, I think, the first mass migration that started to move out of the FSM. So that also affected my decision to pursue medicine because my family decided to move to the States. So instead of pursuing that also changed what I had initially decided. And I moved with my family to the States, and fortunately for me, I got admitted into, after COM, that is, I graduated from COM, moved to the States with my family, and I got accepted to a university in Missouri. I decided to take one psychology course, just as an elective. So after taking that course, I realized that there was something more than I had initially planned to do or, pursue, which was medicine. And this was when I realized that psychology was what really was the thing that I, had passion for. So I changed my major and I pursued another degree where I achieved my Bachelor of Science in Psychology. So for 2 years, I went through this university and I achieved my Bachelor of Science. Growing up, I had always envisioned that if I ever achieved a degree in whatever field, if it was going to be medicine or whatever, I would always come back to Pohnpei and give my service back to Pohnpei or to this nation. So when I finished from MSSU, I told my parents that I wanted to come back. But that was a time when all of us were already in the States. My dad didn't want me to come back because everyone else was already there. But I really insisted that I wanted to come back and work for the FSM. So as hard as it was, he finally allowed me to come back. As part of work experience, when I first came back to Pohnpei, my first job here back on Pohnpei was that I worked for the local newspaper, the Kasilelia Press. I first started out as a newspaper reporter, and then when the managing editor left, I became a reporter / managing editor. And during the time that I was managing editor for the local newspaper, it was then that I was hired to become an instructor for the only college in the FSM region, which is the College of Micronesia, FSM. And then I was also fortunate that the college allowed me to work on my master's. So I was able to achieve my master's while working for the College of Micronesia. I taught with the college for almost 18 years, and then I became recently the Vice President for the Instructional Affairs for the College of Micronesia. I became a Sunday school teacher mainly because I wanted to help children. And then I also became a youth advisor because, by looking at youths, I also could see myself and I could relate to the problems that they have. A lot of people, especially women, when they speak about who inspire them most, I think a common answer that a lot of women would say is a woman figure. But for me, my father was the inspiration behind everything that, I've become today. Because when my parents got separated, my mom left my dad with myself and 7 other siblings. So for a while, it was only my dad. And, observing my dad and seeing how he was alone in raising 8 kids, that really motivated myself, because I saw how he struggled to feed 8 children. But like the saying goes, they said, if you teach a man how to fish, they will learn to live. If you give them fish, right, they don't learn to live. My father never gave us, what we wanted, handed on a silver platter. But instead, he taught us how to survive with the little that we had. So I would say that my dad was a role model in my life, and that was the one person that inspired me to be a better person. He did not have a high education, but his priority was always his children and making sure that his children were able to take care of themselves, to become self-reliant individuals when he was gone. My advice to women, youth, and children, whether you come from broken homes or from well-off families, parents who still stay together, my advice to you today is, if you come across challenges, do not see these challenges as barriers or walls that should prevent you from becoming a better person. But instead, see them as tools that can open doors to many opportunities, and even doors that can make you a better person. And to, always try to achieve whatever your fullest potential is.